This is an art collage novel video. I made this series so you guys can experience the story faster. The video will focus on the character's psychology, the images are for illustration purposes only. Everyone's faces flickered. What Yunxiao said meant that even if Yanwu had nothing to do with Tianyuan Trading Company before, it had now been completely integrated into the trading company. Originally, a mere city in the southern region would not attract people's attention. However, Yanwu now had the amazing spiritual energy of Mount Meru, one of the four great celestial realms, which was no less inferior to the spiritual mountains and treasured lands of the seven superpowers. If it were not for the Holy Region Iron Order, it would have already triggered a bloody fight. Now that such a high-quality asset had suddenly become the property of Tianyuan Trading Company, it was undoubtedly a boost to this empty shell. Ding Ling was also shocked, and then she felt warm in her heart. With Yunxiao's status and strength, and with a sacred place like Yanwu under his control, it was very likely that he would develop into an existence similar to the seven superpowers when he established his own sect in the future. However, he had given her such an important stronghold without any hesitation. Besides, Yunxiao did not deny their relationship in front of everyone. Although his words were a little vague, they were full of imagination. In addition to being touched, they also felt warm and sweet. The people from the Four Extremes sect and the Money sect did not look too good either. The competition in the merchant union was extremely fierce. The southern region was originally abandoned by the Chamber of Commerce, and only a gradually declining existence like Tianyuan Chamber of Commerce would go there to take a bite. They did not expect to find Yanwu, such a great treasure, and all of them were slightly unhappy. Liang Yui nodded and said, "Since you don't even want Yanwu anymore, I naturally have nothing to say. Then let the martial arts competition begin. Use your life to make one last contribution to Ding Ling." Yunxiao laughed. What a confident girl. He stepped out of the Chamber of Commerce and walked forward. "Young Master Yun, be careful," Ding Ling said with concern, her eyes full of expectation. "Ling, you're worrying for nothing," Xiao Huanghalian said with a smile. Mo Xiaochuan scoffed, "Little sister Ling? You'll have to change your mind soon." Ding Ling blushed and turned her head away. Liang Yui stared at him and said indifferently, "I know you have a trump card and you've hidden your strength very well, so I think it'll be interesting to fight you. But if you say you can beat me, that would be a joke." "In that case," Yunxiao said with a smile, "I'll play a joke today to make everyone happy." After a short conversation between the two, a murderous aura spread out around them. Everyone held their breath and retreated far away. Just looking at it doesn't feel very interesting. Tang Xian, why don't we make a bet? Xian Wudi suddenly opened his mouth and laughed, looking extremely interested. During every martial arts duel, those brats below like to place bets. This time, we're no exception. Tang Xian also looked like a spectator and analyzed, Yui is one of the top experts in the merchant union, and her strength is hard to estimate. I'm afraid that only Li Feiyu would dare to say that he's stronger than her. Although young Master Yun is only a martial emperor, he always gives people a mysterious feeling, and it seems that he has a lot of cards up his sleeve. This bet is quite difficult to place. Xian Wudi laughed, "It's just a small game, it'll be fun." No matter how I look at it, Li Yunxiao is at a disadvantage. The odds of him winning are 1-to-1, and the odds of Liang Yui winning are 2-to-1. What do you think? Tang Xian nodded, the odds seem fair and reasonable from the current situation of the two. To be honest, no matter how I look at him, I don't think he has a chance of winning, but I like to see dark horses, so I'll bet on Yunxiao. I'll bet 10 million mid-grade primordial stones. Xian Wudi revealed a mocking expression and sneered, "You're willing to take out 10 million? You're really a small gambler. Aren't you afraid of losing face?" Tang Xian laughed. "Okay. An additional 100 million medial grade primordial stones is only betting on Liang Yui's victory." A smug look flashed in Xian Wudi's eyes. Of all the people present, apart from the people of Tianyuan Trading Company, he was probably the only one who knew Yunxiao's strength the best. That day in Mount Meru, this kid was only a martial king, but he could compete with a terrifying existence like Di Jia. At that time, he was estimated to have almost reached the strength of a martial emperor. Now that he had reached the martial emperor realm, Qianwudi would never believe that he did not have the power to fight a martial honor. Zhang Chong laughed, "Young Master Wudi, you dare to open a betting table with such a huge difference in strength? Aren't you afraid that our money gang will go bankrupt? I'm a 2 stars martial emperor, and I'll admit defeat even if I lose 500 million primordial stones." After he finished speaking, he threw out a storage bag and bet 500 million on Liang Yui. Qianwudi was secretly happy, but he revealed a bitter expression and said, "Elder Zhang, please don't harm me." "Humph, the ignorant are fearless." Su Donha's cold eyes looked over and she said coldly, "I'll bet 50 billion primeval stones on Yui winning. Do you dare to accept?" Everyone in the hall gasped in horror. 50 billion primordial stones was enough to smash a small chamber of commerce to death. Even the 7 magnates of the merchant union couldn't easily mobilize them. Qianwudi's joy was replaced by shock and solemnness. No matter how confident he was in Yunxiao, he still felt uneasy under such a huge bet. If he lost everything, he would have to pay 25 billion, which was enough for his father to slap him to death. For a moment, cold sweat broke out on his forehead, and he was a little uncertain. He raised his forehead slightly and looked at the smile on Yunxiao's face. Suddenly, he had an idea, and he gritted his teeth and said, "Yes, of course I'll accept. Since we've already opened a bet, we'll take it no matter how much it is." Zhang Chong was shocked and said anxiously, "Young master, this amount of money." Qianwudi waved his hand and transmitted his voice softly, "Elder Zhang, don't worry. Li Yunxiao has a great chance of winning. I'm going to win." Zhang Chong was stunned. He turned his eyes to Yunxiao, as if trying to see through him from head to toe, but he could not find any difference. He was just an ordinary 2 stars martial emperor. "Good, you have guts." Su Donha's eyes swept coldly and she said to the people from the subsidiary chambers of commerce, "Don't you guys want to earn some money?" Hearing this, the subordinate chambers of commerce of Empyrean 1 Pavilion shouted and placed their bets. Under Su Donha's gaze, they did not dare to not gamble. At the same time, they had the intention to earn some money. After all, Liang Yui's strength was there. Moreover, Su Donha had already placed 50 billion on it, so it could be seen that she was very confident. Immediately, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, and so on were all placed. The people from the 4 Extremes sect and Myriad Treasure Store were not willing to fall behind either. They piled up all kinds of chips, none of them willing to give up this obvious opportunity to make money. Some of them did bet on Yunxiao, but the amount was very small. Soon, Liang Yui's bet was pushed to 200 billion mid-grade primordial stones. Qianwudi was covered in cold sweat, unable to bear such a huge pressure. He said bitterly, "Fuck, you guys are too cruel and evil. You've pushed it to 200 billion. Aren't you trying to kill me?" Tang Xian laughed. This is more in line with young Master Wudi's identity and spirit. After Tang Xian placed a bet of 500 million Liang Yui, she saw that everyone was excited, so she added 1 billion more. Many martial artists even took out their treasures as collateral to raise as many primordial stones as possible. Compared with Yunxiao's side, they only had less than 100 million, which was really shabby. Tianyuan Trading Company bet on Yunxiao's victory with 50 billion mid-grade primordial stones. Ding Ling said slowly, and her words shocked everyone. However, on second thought, if they lost the martial arts competition, Tianyuan Trading Company would be eliminated. At that time, the entire trading company would face the risk of being annexed, and 50 billion yuan would be nothing. This was all the primordial stones that Ding Ling could mobilize at the moment. Otherwise, she would have bet on it no matter how big it was. This was not only because it concerned the life and death of Tianyuan Trading Company, but also because she knew Yunxiao's strength. There were people in the world who could defeat Yunxiao, but Liang Yui would never be the one, and no one in the younger generation could defeat him. "Can I mortgage my Tiangang Devil Rinsing Sword for 50 billion primordial stones?" Mo Xiaochuan asked. Qianwudi was taken aback. "Of course it's worth it," he said with a wry smile. "Are you also going to bet on Li Yunxiao?" "Of course." Mo Xiaochuan rolled his eyes at him and said arrogantly, if young Master Yun loses, I'll lose my head, so why do I still need the sword? Qianwudi felt a little dizzy. This is also a mayfly. Alright, I'll take 50 billion. He heaved a sigh of relief in his heart. Although there was still a gap between the bets of both sides, it was close to a balance. No matter which side won, he would not lose too much, but the profit he would earn would be reduced by a lot. Only 100 billion? That's not good. Yunxiao cried out. With a flash of light in his hand, a powerful fire elemental spirit energy immediately rushed out and spread out in the center. A pile of southern fire golden crystal essences suddenly appeared in front of Qianwudi, emitting an alluring and terrifying spiritual energy. I'll mortgage these southern fire golden crystal sources to 50 billion middle-grade primordial stones and bet on my own victory. Everyone was greatly shocked, and their eyes flickered with extreme greed. So many southern fire golden crystal sources were equivalent to the existence of supreme-grade primordial stones. The fire-type martial artists in particular were dumbfounded with their mouths wide open. Zhang Chong picked up a crystal source and examined it carefully. He then nodded and said, it is indeed the southern fire golden crystal essence. I'm afraid that even the Thunderwind Chamber of Commerce doesn't have so many of them. I wonder where he got them from. Since it's true crystal sources, then it's naturally worth it, Qianwudi said with a bitter smile. He had just opened a bet to earn a small sum, but he did not expect it to involve such a big bet. According to the odds, if Yunxiao won, he would earn 50 billion primordial stones. Just thinking about it made him excited. However, if Liang Yui won, the compensation would be 250 billion. Thinking of this result, his face turned pale. He wanted to rush up and kill Liang Yui first. Li Yunxiao, thank you for your crystal sources, Liang Yui nodded and said gratefully. I need those things. Yunxiao's lips curved into a smile as he said, I'm also looking forward to the large amount of primeval stones. Liang Yui revealed a rare smile. If that's the case, let's not waste any more time. She raised her right hand and pointed at the sky. Immediately, an illusory sword appeared in the sky and slashed down at Yunxiao. The moves were clean and direct, without any sloppiness. Although they were simple and direct, they were also pleasing to the eye. There was a smile on Yunxiao's face the whole time. He had some concerns, too. After all, there was no shortage of experts present, and there were some means that were not convenient to use, such as the imperishable golden body and the three-sword techniques. If someone found out something was wrong, it would be a great disaster. Even if he did not use these famous moves, he was still undefeatable. At least, he had the gourd little King Kong. If he used it, he could even fight a peak martial venerable, let alone a mere Liang Yui. At this moment, he suddenly felt that he had gone too far and was being unfair to the little girl. Bang! The sword shadow fell from the sky and exploded into a huge pit on the ground. With a flash of light under his feet, Yunxiao easily dodged the sword with an exquisite footwork. Liang Yui moved forward and walked away with the same wonderful steps. After images appeared in the entire arena as she fought with Yunxiao in close range, making it difficult for the naked eye to distinguish their movements. However, most of the experts around them could see every move clearly under their eyes. Liang Yui's moves were extremely profound. A thin layer of red light appeared around her green dress, and the palm force of her fists was unhurried, one move after another. On the other hand, Yunxiao seemed to be a little passive under the opponent's close attack, but he was not at an obvious disadvantage. Moreover, he tried not to collide with Liang Yui's palm force. After all, the difference in their cultivation bases was a huge realm, and he would only suffer a great loss if they went head-to-head. Liang Yui saw this point and planned to use her cultivation to exhaust his vital qi first. By then, no matter what trump card he had, he would be a paper tiger without the support of vital qi. This Li Yunxiao is indeed a little strange. He only has the power of a 2-stars martial emperor, but how can he fight with Yui for so long? What? Zhang Chong had a strange look on his face. It looks like his body is able to withstand a large amount of power. Could it be that he has also cultivated his physical body? Xianwudi immediately remembered that day in Mount Meru, when Di Jia wanted Yunxiao's corporeal body to take over his cauldron, and he thought that was true. His physical body is indeed strong. If it's not divine, then it must be a secret technique. I see, Zhang Chong said in realization, a mystical secret technique that can withstand an attack that crosses a realm is indeed not simple. But if I don't have any other means, this is all I can do. As he spoke, a fire sword shot out of Liang Yui's hand, leaving after images in his hand. The head and tail of the sword connected to form a fire net, which suddenly closed in from all directions. Like a fish in the net, Yunxiao had no way to escape. Yunxiao performed an incantation gesture with one hand and said, "Water Dragon Roar." The water element in the air quickly gathered and turned into a ball of water at his fingertips. It formed the shape of a dragon and circled around his body. Under the guidance of his finger seals, it broke through the fire net. The shape of a sword could be vaguely seen in the water dragon. It was impossible to tell if it was a water dragon or a sword-like dragon roar. Moreover, with a point of the sword finger, it could break the surface with a point. Hiss hiss hiss. The moment the water dragon touched the fire net, it was instantly evaporated. A long sword as cold as ice suddenly shone on the water, piercing a dazzling light in the mist, and cut the fire net. The moment the northern heaven's cold star sword broke through the net, Yunxiao flew past it, grabbed the hilt, and rushed out of the encirclement. Die! Liang Yui shouted. A flame spread out from under her feet. The aura on her body rose, and soon reached the peak of a 3 stars martial supreme. The fire net in the sky condensed into a fireball under her command. It danced in the air like a small sun, and the heat wave came straight down. Great sun divine art, one breath turning into blazing sun. Liang Yui thrust out her palm, and the fireball in the sky fell like a meteorite. The power of her palm was so strong that it sealed the entire space, making Yunxiao unable to move. Mo Xiaochuan revealed a look of shock. What a powerful and overbearing palm force. A girl actually cultivates such an extreme yang martial technique. No wonder she said that the southern fire golden crystal source would be extremely beneficial to her. Liang Yui cultivates the fire element, Ding Ling said with a serious expression. But she's still inferior to Sister Yunsheng's 9 yang divine body. Don't laugh at me, little sister Ling, Yunsheng said, blushing. My strength is far inferior to hers. Ding Ling laughed. Don't belittle yourself, sister. Young Master Yun once said that the 9 yang genuine qi of Shinshao Palace was born for a body like yours. Gu Qingqing was the most powerful person in the world back then, and she had the divine body of 9 yang. You have a bright future ahead of you. I just hope that you can recognize me in the future. When Yunsheng heard Yunxiao's words, she felt a sweet feeling in her heart, but a moment later, her heart was shrouded in a layer of haze. She was in a daze as she said to herself, I'm not sure what to do. Did young Master Yun tell her so much? But why didn't he tell me about? In the sea of fire, Yunxiao's pupils constricted as he chuckled and said, Are you finally getting serious? The surrounding space was impregnable under Liang Yui's palm, making it too difficult to teleport. With a flip of his hand, Yunxiao thrust out a sword beam, and 9 green lotuses bloomed one by one, forming a line in front of him to protect him from the fire of the sun. What's going on? The power of the sun of a peak 3 stars martial venerable was actually blocked by him? The people around were in disbelief, and even Su Donha's face turned a little ugly. I think it's because of the sword of ice in his hand. The cold qi from the sword is just enough to restrain Liang Yui's fire of yang. That sword is indeed extraordinary. The moment it is unsheathed, it glints coldly. It's very likely to be a 9th grade sword. A martial emperor of the 7 constellations realm using a 9th tier mystic weapon. This is too wasteful. He's good at deceiving the little girl. I guess this sword was made by the little girl of Tianyuan Trading Company. Both money and beauty. Why don't I have such a good life? You can only blame your parents for giving birth to a frog-like face. If it wasn't for the money, do you think you can pick up girls with your appearance? Liang Yui's brows furrowed slightly. Obviously, she found it a little unbelievable that Yun Xiao had blocked her attack, but her face was still as calm as water. Tu Chi gives birth to yin and yang, 4 days rotate at the same time. As she cried out, the incantation gesture in her hand changed into a line of fire. The fireball that was blocked by Yunxiao's 9 green lotuses suddenly split into 2, then 4, and in an instant, 4 suns began to rotate and rush into the lotus, breaking it one by one. Yunxiao's face flickered slightly. Although the power of these 4 fireballs was not 4 times stronger than the previous one, it was still several times stronger. He could not resist the power brought by the Northern Heaven Cold Star Sword with his 2 stars martial emperor power. If you don't have any more trump cards, then go to hell. Liang Yui shouted and directed the 4 fireballs with her fingers. The people of Tianyuan Trading Company had their hearts in their throats. They did not think that Yun Xiao could escape from this disaster. Even Qian Wudi, who was originally full of confidence, started to worry. After all, the bet was too big, and he really couldn't afford to lose. At this moment, Li Feiyu was the most confident one. Back in the Plum Valley, Yun Xiao had displayed a sword art in his demonized state, and even he was shocked by it. If it were to happen again, it would be a piece of cake for him to break Liang Yui's 4 days reversal. But, it was not Yun Xiao's intention to demonize, and he did not dare to use the sword technique. Wind, come. The immemorial heavenly eye between Yun Xiao's brows suddenly opened, and a terrifying astral wind from beyond the boundless void howled out. He pointed the Northern Heaven Cold Star Sword in his hand at the sky, and the endless power of the immemorial astral wind was blown away by the sword. The 4 huge fireballs were suddenly blocked, unable to press in. Instead, the power of the sun was gradually weakening, as if it was being devoured. Liang Yui's expression finally changed. She could clearly sense that the wind around Yun Xiao's sword was extremely unusual, and it was rapidly consuming her sun. She shouted softly, and her delicate body danced in the air. 4 fireballs flew back and rotated around her. The incantation seals in her hands were faster and faster. Ren Guanglin could not help but exclaim, "Is this Li Yunxiao really that strong? He's actually forcing Liang Yui to use her ultimate technique? He's far more powerful than what we can see. What I'm worried about is that even if Yui uses that technique, she might not be able to restrain him." Li Feiyu's expression was grave. What? Nonsense. Young Master Li has never seen Yui's ultimate move before, how can you make such a judgment so easily? Su Donhe shouted coldly. Although I've never seen Yui use it, I've seen Li Yunxiao's ultimate sword beam, Li Feiyu said with a wry smile. To be honest, now that I think about it, even I might not be able to withstand that sword strike. Su Donhe's expression changed drastically, and she revealed a look of complete disbelief. Ren Guanglin slapped his thigh and scolded, "Why didn't you say so earlier? I bet 2 billion on Liang Yuyi's win." Although Li Yunxiao's trump card is strong, I can see that Sister Yui is not just at this level, Li Feiyu said with a wry smile. The odds of winning are still very high. As Liang Yui's hand seals spread out, the 4 fireballs suddenly lined up and split into 5, 6, and 7 swan and eye. In the end, they turned into 10 blazing suns. They influenced each other and grew stronger. This is the swan and eye, as expected, 10 suns in the sky. Qian Wudi's face turned serious. I can't believe that she has really reached the realm of great perfection. This little girl's talent is really terrifying, Zhang Chong said in shock. Yun Xiao is in trouble now. I'm really curious about how he's going to resist the 10 days of Tongtian. Block it? Su Donhe's face was filled with cruelty and disdain. She said coldly, "Of course it's to be destroyed. Rise." Liang Yui raised her hands to the sky, and 10 huge fireballs whizzed into the air, slowly rising into the sky. All of a sudden, the entire sky was illuminated red, and the 10 suns above Songwei Yang City were as high as the sky.